What's up, everybody? This is Jose Gagnon, the random guy, 75, here again today. And we will be continuing on with our Thomas the Train Everything Wrong With commentaries. We're on episode 6 of season 3, which is called Thomas Gets Bumped. I'm not really sure why they gave the name of this title Thomas Gets Bumped, because he doesn't actually get bumped at all. He just comes off the tracks a little bit. So I'm not sure why they gave it, a really random title that doesn't really have to do anything with the episode itself. But we're gonna be, doing our usual finding things wrong with the episode. Hope you all enjoy, and we're gonna get rolling into this right now, everybody. Keep the things going, as you already know. Here we go. Yeah, man. Woo! Gonna do it right away.
In the afternoon, Thomas the Tank Engine puffs along his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle. First, they pass the water mill. Next, they come to a big farm. Then, they can see a bridge with a village nestled either side of it. This is a special place. Whenever children hear Thomas coming along, they stand on the bridge waving until he is out of sight. One day, Thomas was running late. He had stopped at the signal before the bridge to talk to some new children. Percy was waiting too. "Hurry up, Thomas," called Percy when the signal dropped. "If you're late, the Fat Controller may get a new engine to replace you." "He would never do that," thought Thomas, but he was worried.
I find it pretty crazy how Percy just decided to make a pretty crazy, messed up joke to Thomas, saying that if he was late again, he'd get replaced by a different engine. And now Thomas is going to get anxious inside because he doesn't want to be late, because if he knows if he's be late, he will have problems with the boss man, and he doesn't want to have any, get any problems with the boss man about being late, because he wants to make sure that the boss man is happy with the things he does. But he's gonna run into a little problem, like on the way to the station, as we're about to see in a couple minutes right now.
Next day, Thomas hurried along the line. Just ahead was a goods yard. There, on the platform, was an inspector waving a red flag. Next, Thomas saw some children. They were waving too. Something must be wrong, thought Thomas. This station is for goods, not passengers. "Help, Thomas, help! We are glad to see you," called the children. "Please, will you take us home?" The station master explained to Thomas's driver that the school bus had broken down and that all the parents would be worried if the children were late. Thomas waited as the children walked down from the bridge.
Now he's going to be pretty late, getting to the big station, because he has to go to take the children to one of the buses, because since their usual school bus broke down, so he's going to go bring them to Birdie the bus, which is going to make him really late to the big station. It's going to make him even more anxious and worried, because he thinks that the boss man's going to yell at him, and then he'll have, big problems with the boss man. But, if the boss man was there, he could have just explained that he was doing a favor for the kids. And I'm sure that Sir Topham Hatt, we're understanding, wouldn't get, so pissed off in his face like Thomas thinks he will be if he hears the news.
Then he took them to the next station, where Bertie was waiting to take them home. When Thomas finished his journey, he was very late. He was worried that the Fat Controller might be cross with him. "I warned Thomas," puffed Percy to James. "He's been late one time too many. He'll be in trouble now." But next morning, the Fat Controller was nowhere to be seen. "Thank goodness," sighed Thomas.
And now if I was Thomas too, and I I did something, wrong in my job, and I was trying, just to please my boss, I would get anxious too if I did something that I wasn't supposed to, or if I ended up, running late, for my shift or something. But things do happen in life, and as it happened to Thomas, he had to go pick up the kids because their school bus broke down. So we always face little problems and little obstacles in our way that we don't think would ever happen, but it always does somehow. And we always get worried that we'll get into bigger problems, or our bosses, or whoever is there. But at least Thomas was kind of lucky because Sir Topham Hatt wasn't actually there. So he's like, I don't have to worry about being anxious and worried because the boss man's not around. So he's happier now because now he won't have any problems, basically, which makes him into a happier mood.
Thomas knows every part of his branch line.
But now there's going to be another problem that's going to happen to him, as we're about to see in a couple minutes pretty soon.
But just ahead was a stretch where the hot sun had bent the rails on the track. "Careful, Thomas," called his driver, but it was too late. "That's done it," said his driver. "We shan't get any further today." "But what about my passengers?" "Don't worry, they'll be looked after," replied his driver. What?
I'm surprised Thomas didn't notice that the tracks were bent when he was, going along the line. But he probably wasn't paying attention as usual, because that's, how Thomas is. He has something in his mind and he doesn't pay attention to what happens in his surroundings. So that's probably why, he didn't notice it, because he wasn't paying attention, I'm guessing. Because that's how Thomas is, man. He just likes, thinking things in his mind, and he, all kinds of randomness in his mind, pretty much. Random thoughts.
While workmen repaired the line, Thomas had to shunt trucks in the yard. Bertie came to see him. "I understand you need my help again." "Yes, Bertie," replied Thomas sadly. "I can't run without my rails." Bertie set off to collect Thomas's passengers. "Hello, Bertie," they said. "We are glad you..." Bertie drove along the road by the railway. He stopped at each station along the line. Sometimes he stopped between stations to let people off closer to their homes. Thomas felt miserable. "I've lost my passengers. They like Bertie better than me." The fat controller arrived. "Your branch line is repaired. I'm going to change your timetable so that you and Bertie can work together more." When Thomas reached the station, there were all his passengers. "Bertie is a very good boss, but we missed our train rides with you," they said.
So now, he was just talking to the boss man. I'm surprised, he didn't mention about the thing where, Thomas, I don't know if they told him that he ran late that one time to get the kids or not, or if he did hear about it and he actually understood, about the whole situation and stuff. But he basically is just like, I'm gonna, help you out a bit by having, Birdie help you out, so that way you both have the same, schedule together. So that way, if there's more problems that happens along the way, you'll both be around, and then, one of you can help each other out whenever there's another problem, basically. So, at least, now, whenever he runs into problems again, he can have Birdie help him out again. So I'm sure he's super, super happy about that. He's very thankful to have Birdie, help him out. Like, he's very grateful, too, that, Birdie's around to help him out whenever there's problems, pretty much. So now he's happier because, now that they changed the schedule or timetables, basically, now, they'll both have the same timetable and they can both help each other out whenever there's another problem that happens again, pretty much.
Later, Thomas spoke to Bertie. "Thank you for looking after my passengers." "Oh, that's all right, Thomas. I like to make new friends, but I'm glad to share them with you." "Bertie," said Thomas, "you're a very good friend indeed."
So that was episode 6 of season 3, Thomas Gets Bumped. Hope you all enjoy. I'll be doing one more episode today, episode 7. So I hope you're all enjoying these amazing, funny, crazy commentaries for the season 3. And we will see you in the next video, everybody. Keep it going. Have the happy times. And everything about that goes on here for the Thomas the Train commentaries. We'll see you next time. Yeah, man.